Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and happy holidays. It's been over 3 months since the release of Sonic Superstars and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It was a curious twist of fate that both 2D games would be releasing in the same week, but it did make for interesting comparisons between the two games. Now beforehand, I did make a video predicting which game will win, and my final prediction was that it would be a draw. However, I have played both games and I can say there is a winner. Before I get into my final verdict, the categories I am judging these games on are as follows: platforming and stages, abilities, soundtracks, characters, and story. Keep in mind this is also my opinion and you are very welcome to disagree and even slander my takes. Just make sure you explain why you feel differently down below, but okay, let's do this. Platforming is the heart of these 2D games and both games do it very well. Sonic Superstars adapts the Sonic Mania movement and controls to a perfect degree, while on the other hand, Mario Wonder is basically the same as new Super Mario Bros. Games, but they spice it up with badges that unlock more platforming options. I think the award for platforming here goes to Sonic Superstars. Studio RZS did the best impression of Sonic Mania they could. With added characters like Knuckles, Tails, Amy, and the new addition of Trip, each character gives you something different as you replay through the game. Gliding, flying, speed, climbing, and even bulldozing are all fancy parts of the game that really weren't there in the other 2D games. I was curious how Sonic Superstars would try to set the tone going forward for 2D Sonic games, but this is definitely the new path that 2D Sonic should take, which is impressive because Sonic Mania was a fantastic game. This isn't to say that Mario Wonder has bad controls by any means, but it's overly dependent on the badges for a variety of movement. You need to get access to a lot of the badges to actually get these different controls, and even when you do, some of them are kind of just bloated and empty. Some of the badges are really fun, but basing the entire platforming around the gimmick of badges just didn't do it for me. Sonic Superstars controlling and platforming feels more built in, so the first point goes to Sonic. The stages of course really do lend a hand to the platforming, so while Sonic has better platforming to me than Mario Wonder, does it have better stages? This is a tough one to answer because it really is just a matter of quality versus quantity. Sonic Superstars has a grand total of 26 stages, across 11 zones, which is really not that much, especially for the price point. Now there are some special stages inside of the regular stages where you collect Chaos Emeralds, but it's really just 26 stages. Mario Wonder, on the other hand, has a whopping 152 levels, including bonus levels as well. The main levels of the story feature 69 total different options, but again, there are 152 including bonus levels. Now I have to be honest here, I think Sonic Superstars wins this one as well. Sonic stages are just so much smaller in number, but they feel so much more well done. Studio RZS took a lot of time to make the stages optimized for each character so you can replay with any of the Sonic team members and have a different experience. They even have a whole side campaign for the new playable character Trip. The stages themselves feature some of the best of 2D Sonic stages, like ever. Cyber Zone, Bridge Island Zone, and my personal favorite, Frozen Base Zone. Mario Wonder has some absolute amazing levels. This is 100% the truth, but a lot of those levels for me come early on, because once you actually get into the nitty-gritty for the game, it gets kind of bad, like the Fungi Mines. Man, I really hated the Fungi Mines. I honestly think that was some of the worst 2D platforming I've ever experienced. And maybe some of you like the Fungi Mines, and that's fair. I'm not going to slander anybody who likes it, but for me, it really wasn't doing it. And that was just the first sign, because once I started really getting into the game past that, I was like, yeah, I think the earlier levels are probably my favorite. But you can't argue with 152 levels. I mean, when you're paying $60 for a game, you want to get some quality there, but you definitely want to get quantity. And Mario Wonder definitely has the numbers on Sonic. But I'm still going to go with Sonic because 26 stages are really, really small, but they're really, really good. And to Mario's credit, the early on stages are fantastic. I mean, seriously, Pipe Rock Plateau is literally amazing. But that is 2-0 Sonic with 5 more categories to go, so let's jump into the abilities next. Any good platformer has to feature some good abilities that you can collect throughout the game. One of my favorite games of all time, Earthworm Jim, a retro 2D platformer from way back in the day, opened my eyes to this at a young age. Abilities are important, so this category is not really close. Mario wins by a landslide. Mario Wonder has you collecting badges and power-ups as you progress throughout the game, and there are a lot of different badges. Now again, I don't love all of the badges, but there are so many different ones to collect. And the real best part about Mario Wonder is the power-ups. You collect these along the way and they are nothing short of amazing, including the new addition of the Wonder Flowers. I mean, these things literally just change the entire stage up, which is something I've just never seen in any other game. Now my personal favorite power-up is the Drill Head because it really did help me out more times than I can count. The wild part is that's not even everything you can do in this game. I'm sure I'm still missing things. But overall, Mario Wonder has the best power-ups in any 2D Mario game to date. As for Sonic, on the other hand, well, it's not terrible, but most of the abilities you kind of use them once and you never really need to use them again. The two best abilities in the game for Sonic Superstars to me is Super Sonic, or I guess it would be Mega Knuckles or Mega Trip, whichever, you know what I'm talking about. And then the cloning ability that you get with the Blue Chaos Emerald. Those are the two ones that I used a lot in Sonic Superstars, but the rest of them, I didn't really find myself using them a ton, outside of the very specific times where you quite literally have to use them. The Red Emerald gives you this homing attack like dash that was never really useful for me, and I'm actually still not sure when I was supposed to use that because I was still able to get it and then progress through the stage without using it. The Hidden Platform Emerald, or the purple one, showing me previously unseen coins and areas to get to was cool, but unimpactful. So overall, Sonic does a decent job of this, I guess, but Mario pretty much sweeps this category. That's 2-1 in favor of Sonic. Soundtracks and art direction can define a game. Take Sonic Adventure 2 for example. The soundtrack in that game is some of Sonic's best hits in the franchise, and the art is still to this day the greatest Sonic art of all time. Nobody can top Adventure Series art. For these two games, it was a revamp for both art directions and also something interesting for both soundtracks. Both games tried to do something different with their formula. For Sonic, it was leaving the pixel in the dust in favor of 2.5D rendered models. For Mario, it was giving him his soul back after years of shameless and uninspired character models by the new Super Mario Bros. Series. And trust me, reusing the same model for 15 years is something I can understand, and I'm looking at you, Sega. But which game has the better art direction? It's actually very close, and I'm giving this to Sonic. The reason is pretty simple. It was his first leap into the present day. I mean, all the 2D Sonic games that we all remember are all pixel-based Sonic games. Arzest is the studio behind this game, and they did a fantastic job of finally bringing Sonic into the modern day with its new art styles. Classic Amy and modern Amy, Knuckles, Tails, and of course Sonic, they all look so amazing, and let's not forget about the villains of this game, Fang, Eggman, and Trip, who then becomes also a hero, spoiler alert. They just absolutely nailed it for this game, and I hope that this is the art direction going forward. The art also extends to the enemies and stages themselves. I mean, Sonic Superstars, if you're playing anywhere but a Switch, looks pretty much amazing, and the artwork just truly spoke to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, Mario, on the other hand, is also really, really good. It was about damn time they gave Mario his soul back. Not to mention some of the animations in the game, like him going through a pipe and grabbing his hat. That was amazing. The Wonder Flowers also give the stages such a colorful treat for your eyes. I really can't say enough about how refreshing Mario Wonder looked. Both of these games nailed the animations for both of their characters, honestly. It was really well done from both sides. I gave it to Sonic because this is the first time we've seen 2D Sonic with modern art. Soundtracks, on the other hand, it's pretty weak for both games. I never felt like I was listening to amazing OSTs with either experience. And there isn't really much to talk about here. Mario wins. And this is for one simple reason. Sonic is supposed to have some of the greatest OSTs out of any franchise in video games ever. The bar is so high, and when you don't live up to that bar, I can't give you props. Mario Wonder doesn't have some amazing OST, but it's also not known for having some of the best sounds in video games, like Sonic is. Though I will say, the Overworld Elephant version is Mario's best theme song ever, and I stand on that. It's such a breezy and gleeful song. But now we are in 3-2 in favor of Sonic, so let's move on. The story for both games doesn't really mean too much. I mean, you can play these games without knowing the story, and you're still gonna have just as good a time. And it's not like these stories were supposed to have some ultra deep tales and twists and turns. However, a decent, well put together story can make for at least an interesting cutscene or two. I won't waste much time on this. The winner is Mario. So I actually love Sonic Superstars story because Fang is in it. However, the best part about the story is finding out that Trip is the new character. Other than that, it's pretty much just Eggman steals animals and you have to free them again, which is fine. Again, it's not like these games have to have amazing deep stories, but I had to pick a winner here. And Mario, on the other hand, is saving these little poplins with this caterpillar prince, and Bowser turns into a freaking castle, breathes fire with metal music. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of got me. GG Sonic, but Mario wins this story one. And now it's 3-3, and we move on to the last category. The characters for Mario and Sonic matter a lot. Many fans have built subcultures around these characters, like Shadow the Hedgehog fans, Wario fans. This is just the type of thing that you can expect when you have a great cast of characters. So nailing the cast of playable characters and NPCs isn't easy, but the decision on who does it better was pretty easy. It's Sonic, and it's not really close. Listen, the big thing here is that every character in Sonic feels different. Knuckles can glide and wall climb, Tails can fly, Sonic has speed and a drop dash, Amy has her hammer, and even a double jump is given to Trip, who can also climb and turn into a flying dragon and breathe fire. Sonic Superstars gives you 5 playable characters that all play differently, and this makes for really good replayability and variety. Not to mention, there are stages built specifically to take advantage of of each of these characters in the game. Mario Wonder, on the other hand, well, they're all just the same. I mean, there's some differences with Yoshi's flutter jump and Nabbit being immune to everything but falling off the map, but other than that, you're basically just swapping art. Now, part of this is because Mario's characters are basically all the same. I mean, they're just different humans, and Sonic Team is literally a cast of like different species of animals, but in the end, Sonic wins this easily because of that. Mario character swapping is just swapping for preference and style, nothing more. Sonic is taking this category because when you swap characters, you're getting a brand new experience to the game that you didn't have with the previous character you were using. So in the end, Sonic wins 4-3. Yes, that is right. I think Sonic Superstars is the better platformer than Mario Wonder. Now, of course, you are definitely feeling free to disagree, and I'm sure some of you are, and you'll let me know in the comment section down below. But Sonic Superstars is this small but really well done game. It almost makes me wish that they had more time to work on it so they could have more content in the game. I will say, bang for your buck though, if I had to offer one as a gift for Christmas, I'd probably say Mario Wonder because again, there's not a lot of content in Sonic Superstars. And I paid $60 for the game, actually $70 because I got the deluxe edition so I can get the Lego and Bunny Rabbit skin, but that's neither here nor there. For 26 total stages and $70, it's kind of a ripoff, and only I would do that because I'm a Sonic fan, so I would pay that. But for you guys, I would wait till the game's on sale to check it out. Mario Wonder, on the other hand, gives you so much value for the money you're paying, it's kind of insane. In the end though, I feel Sonic Superstars is the better 2D platformer, but what do you guys think about these games? Have you beaten both? Have you played both? Let me know in the comments section down below. We are both winning right now, Mario fans and Sonic fans, because honestly, it's been all thumbs up for both franchises. Between the movies and the games, it's just coming up aces. So let me know what you guys feel differently in the comments section down below, and thanks for checking out this video. I can't wait to see you all in 2024, but until then, peace and Happy New Year's.